We're back to the Total Tutor Show on the Total Education Network, TotalTutor.net for more information. And Jarrett, you're going to take a different spot. This is the Beach Lifestyle Celebrity segment, but you're not GJ. Jarrett, how are you, man?
I'm doing very well, Neil. I am very excited to speak with our professional athlete that we have on here. And I can't wait to hear what he has to share with us about his foundation and all the great work he's doing.
Well, I'm excited as well, and always we have such great guests, and it continues. So I'd like to welcome the program 2013 NFL Pro Bowler Russell Okung from the Seattle Seahawks. Russell, thanks for calling, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
We're excited, especially what you're trying to do with your foundation. But first, before that, tell our audience a little bit about your background, especially in the Pittsburgh area that might not know you because I don't think the Steelers played you last year. So tell us specifically about your background.
Oh, well, this a guy from Houston, Texas. When ended up going out to school at Oklahoma State University, and now at the Seattle Seahawks. I can't complain.
And to get a Pro Bowl, that must be a tremendous honor, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. I'm really thankful for everybody that voted.
And you had a very good season and good prospects for next year, so I'm sure you're excited about next year as well.
Yeah, of course. We've had a pretty good offseason with the acquisitions we made, and the guys upstairs are doing a really good job, and looking forward to a great season.
All right, so let's go specifically. Why did you start your foundation, Russell?
Well, I started my foundation because it was something that was extremely close to my heart. My foundation is geared towards uplifting single-parent households, and it's really something I come from. And surprisingly enough, a lot of NFL players, come from those type of households as well. And it's statistically shown to be a growing trend in the United States. So I started my foundation to support those families and in any ways we can. We have back to school camps and football camps, and we're taking care of these kids and providing with the resources they need to succeed.
All right, well, fantastic. And Jarrett, we know from being both developmental therapists that single-family homes, they definitely need extra resources, don't they, Jarrett?
But there's no question about that, and this is so important. The dynamics of the United States have changed so significantly in the last, 2 decades, 3 decades, that, we still have a segment of society that, still thinks that we're a part of, kind of the traditional household, and I'm so glad that we have someone you're really a high priority who is addressing this new segment of society. And Russell, what I want to ask you is, with your foundation, what do you see as the main priority with single-family households?
So the main part in building single households is, there's really an important issue. These households, there has to be some type of structure. It's really, you have women, raising these children, and there's no male presence. These kids don't know how to handle man and they don't really. There's a dying need for them. They get extremely attached, especially when I see myself coming around. So that's one of the main issues. They're dying for a male presence.
And definitely, that's definitely an important thing. And so I guess that your foundation addresses that need, doesn't it?
Yeah, we do. We do address that need, but we also address the environmental needs. Most of these families we're dealing with are all in at-risk neighborhoods. So we go in there, we take the supplies that they need, or helping them along and facilitating the situation during the way we can.
And that's fantastic, because what they need is extra supplies. And Jarrett, you can tell us a little bit specifically when you go into those homes, especially when poverty's happening, how they need things. Remember how we would always have to donate toys to those houses?
Absolutely, and it is so important that we see someone who has the resources like Russell, who is going into, who is starting a foundation to address these needs. I mean, we know that these single moms can do it on their own. There is absolutely no question about that. They have the fortitude, they have the strength. They can do this on their own. I have seen this with single moms, single dads. They can get it done. But what they may not have access to is the resources. And here's where I'm going to pose this question to Russell again. Russell, with your foundation, if you had to identify the most pressing need for these single-family homes, whether it's single moms, single dads, and it is definitely going to single dads too. I see plenty of families right now where single dads are raising the children. What do you see as an important part of the family component to address?
Well, important, kind of what I was saying before. You know, the supplies and the resources, and you know, it's so amazing. These kids just want to see something positive. These families just want to see something positive going on, and just to know that they're not alone. You know, there's other people who have been through this and have came out of it, such as myself. You know,
well, you know, and that's where I'm going to jump in here, Russell. Tell me, look back on your life. What was it, if you could pinpoint 1, 2, 3 things, what was it that you remember most, that someone provided for you, whether it was your mother, a caregiver, a family friend? What do you remember that made such an impact on you?
I remember the first time I ever got a football. You know, I remember the situation where I was getting into trouble a lot at school. And, you know, I needed a lot of discipline. So how I actually got introduced to the game in order to control those type of issues was they introduced the game of football to me. And, you know, and they taught me discipline. And they say football is a game of character. And it does. It is. I learned a lot from the game. It's so much at a young age. So I would say that was extremely developmental in who I am now and the man I've become.
So it's very important to have those role models, right, Russell? That's a key component to get out of poverty and to be successful in life. You need those role models in those single-family homes, somebody else that comes in to try to help you out through those problems.
Of course. And not just, you know, role models. You want something, you know, something visible, something that these kids can see, something that they can touch, something accessible. You know, I'm real, and these kids need to know that.
That's right, something tangible. This is so important for our listeners. One single football made such an impact on Russell's life. And that's what we talk about this, Neil, all the time on our show, about that one thing that we can do as parents, as caregivers, as teachers, that one thing that can have a lifelong impact on a child.
Absolutely. Wouldn't you agree, Russell, about that? That's such one thing could just change their life forever based on that. You being introduced to football got you out of trouble and got you focused in life, right?
Yeah, of course. You know, and it started as you said before, you know, as having a mentor and having them introduce something to you, something of value, something that's important, you know, and just really just being there and being able to serve a supportive role, you know, and everything else would just follow along. And
what I see is you're also talking about what your organization is going to try to help out is foster leadership, academic, and social skills. What ways are you looking to address that?
Okay. Well, we also we've teamed up with other organizations that are, you know, telling these kids more about college, about higher learning, and that, you know, sports isn't the end all. You know, we're teaching these kids to use their minds, and not necessarily just their bodies. You know, I know what they don't realize is that though I may play football, is I went to college, and it takes extremely hard work in order to be on the field, on the court. You got to pass your classes. You have to use your mind as well as your body too. And bringing these two things together, these two entities, it really puts it's a striking realization to these kids that, they can't do one without the other.
Definitely true, and I think, Jarrett, that's so important to have that vision of that. You know what? If you don't perform in the classroom, you're not going to play a sport, and you need to have that. Education is the most important thing, which we all know in our show, Jarrett. Right?
Absolutely. Each week we interview celebrity after celebrity who has taken their gifts, their talents, their hard work, and they have transferred that to opportunity and education. And what have we stressed in our show each week, Neil? It's about opportunity, what you can do with what you have been provided with, and how you build on that. And Russell, I cannot tell you how good it makes me feel to see someone who has been blessed with so much hard work, dedication, and talent, and then saying, I want to give back to my community and the people that are important to me.
Yeah, and it's always through the grace of God that I'm here, and just to be able to give back the way I do, and to sow back into these kids' lives. They're the future. They're going to be future leaders. They're going to be future husbands, future wives, future leaders, future teachers. They're going to be a part of this world. So being able to just sow back into these kids' lives, it's really refreshing.
And being able to transform people's lives through your celebrity status, and now helping in this foundation, how you're looking to make such a difference in the community. Do you have any fundraisers that you're looking to have to help raise money for your foundation and help others? Are you looking for a big event coming up?
Oh yeah. We always have things coming up, and there's always an opportunity to donate. We have people coming out the woodworks wanting to give back to us. We actually have a back to school event that we do here in Seattle every year, and a bunch of sponsors come out. You can kind of check that out on www.russellokungfoundation.org or my website, www.rokung76.com. And we're always looking for resources to help these kids. Even if it's something really small, it doesn't have to be any big. Every gift counts.
And that's so true. And I guess, Jarrett, that's something that we know for doing this show. We want to take charities, Jarrett, and team them up with other organizations. As you know, my business partner, Simply G, GJ Reynolds, is involved with Mission G and how important that is, and teaming up, and we're going to be involved in the Andy Russell Celebrity Golf Tournament and other different things. So I think it's so important, Jarrett, to get that message out. Wouldn't you agree?
No question about it. We talked about the work that I've done with my own son, the way we have connected with celebrities, with sports figures. And again, I cannot speak highly enough about Russell's professional career, but also his personal career. To take what he has done, and he's probably embarrassed by me sharing this with our audience, but to take what he has done and then have moved that to the next level, to say, I'm going to give back. And Russell, where do you see yourself 5, 10 years, even 15 years down the road with your work in philanthropy, with your foundation? Where do you see this going?
I see it being as huge as it can be. I'm in the business of changing lives, and I want to be influential with my platform and what I've been blessed to be. I feel like we just hit an event out here called We Day, and with young kids, and, it doesn't matter where you are or resources you have the ability to affect the world. You have the ability to change your community. And in doing so, people will be different. Lives will be different. And 5, 10 years from now, I see it being a lot more tremendous than it is right now. And it'll keep on going for the rest of my life.
And that's tremendous. And what I've seen a lot of athletes, when they transition from football to life after football, you'll be ready because you're running a foundation that takes a lot of time, effort, and coordination of managing a huge amount of people, especially during the football season, and at times when it's really busy, that you have a great team around you. Well, that's going to help you after football to go on to other careers. And it's hopefully your foundation and other ventures because you've learned this. And this is such a great learning experience, isn't it, for you, Russell, having a foundation?
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm learning more about people. I'm learning about, really what's going on. We have a world that needs help, and it's our job. It's our role to help this world and to improve it.
Well, Russell, you're definitely a blessing and helping others, and God bless you. And where can we find more information again on you and how our listeners can follow you?
Okay, well, I'm also on Twitter, BDR76 on Twitter, and then my website, www.russellokungfoundation.org, or check out www.rokung76.com.
Well, Russell, thanks again for calling the program. When we're getting close to back to school, we'll bring you back to kind of promote the big events that are coming up and, I guess, preview us on how the Seahawks will do next year. So thanks again for calling.
Thanks again for having me. God bless all you guys.
All right, you too. Take care, Russell.
Good luck with your season, Russell.
Okay. You're listening to the Total Tutor Show, powered by the Beach Lifestyle Celebrity segment. We'll be back in just a moment.